oranges, loaded with vitamin C. If you cut this apple and you take this orange or a lemon and put the juice over it, what happens to the flesh? It doesn't go brown. Why? The vitamin C in the orange is a natural antioxidant. Well, I can take it in a pill form, but I'm far better off to get it here with all of the other nutrition that's in the orange.
Interesting. People are spending a lot of money not only on vitamin pills, but on antioxidants as well. And perhaps if we just ate the fruit. In fact, I want to go get some blueberries right now. I lost my keys this morning and couldn't remember where I put them. And if I'd had my blueberries, maybe I could have remembered.
That's right. You know, blueberries are a wonderful fruit, and we have plenty of them right here in Maine. Maine blueberries, you can be a locavore, that is, eat local foods, support the blueberry farmers, and do yourself a great benefit. Some people say, well, I have to have them fresh. No, because if you have blueberries that are fresh frozen, they freeze them in the field, and that preserves them beautifully. And then you don't have a problem with a loss of antioxidants. So your fresh frozen fruits and vegetables, especially when they freeze them right out in the field, you really do preserve those antioxidants. And they're a wonderful source of health for us, for cancer prevention, for heart disease reduction and prevention. They're a wonderful source of nutrition.
So fresh is best, but fresh frozen would be a nice
frozen
second
choice. is excellent. Fresh is best if fresh means you picked it out of your garden or you've got it from your neighbor. But if fresh means it's been trucked in from across the country, you've lost some of those antioxidants. Take broccoli, for instance. We always think, well, the little florets are the best. That's true if you picked it in your garden. But if it's come across the country, actually more antioxidants in the stem. Don't throw out those stems. They're rich in antioxidants.
Interesting. Seems that a lot of folks are getting vitamin B12 shots, or they're taking vitamin B12.
Vitamin B12 is an essential vitamin. That's why it's called a vitamin. The original term was vital amine. And a vital product, it is vital for our diets. People that are on a strict vegetarian diet, no meat, no milk, no eggs, no cheese, one of those diets, it's called a vegan diet, they need to be particularly careful about B12. Does that mean they don't get any B12? No, they do, especially if they grow their own vegetables and they're eating those good root vegetables from their garden and not washing them too carefully. They start getting the B12 where all the other animals do, from the soil bacteria. You may have heard the saying, your grandmother or someone else, you have to eat a peck of dirt before you die.
Yes.
Actually, there's some truth to that because you get some B12 in the soil bacteria. But our food is so clean these days that we don't get much. And so if you went on a strict vegan diet or a strict vegetarian diet, you wouldn't have a source of B12, and you would need to either get a source, supplementation, or at least have it measured. If you didn't have a problem with reabsorption of B12, they estimate that it would take 30 years to become deficient if you had no intake of B12. However, there are a substantial portion of the population, 10% maybe, that don't absorb B12 well. And when you don't absorb B12 well, you need some intake in order to maintain adequate levels. So B12 is the one nutrient that we do have to be careful of in a strict vegetarian diet. Of course, B12 is found in eggs and in milk and in meat because those animals get it from where we can too, and that's soil bacteria, provided we're living a little closer to the earth.
Interesting. So it does seem that our food is very clean in America. I've lived a lot abroad where it's a little less clean. We scrub it to death, irradiate it, and do all sorts of things. But what I hear you saying is that some of the nutrients actually come from the soil. Not that we need to go out and eat dirt, but
no, we don't want that. And I would definitely recommend that you clean the vegetables exceptionally well if they come from the grocery store, if they've been shipped in particularly from other countries where the growing practices aren't so careful. You remember the scare with spinach not too long ago. It was contaminated with a bacteria that wasn't helpful. It was actually harmful. So do be careful unless you've grown it in your own garden with good clean dirt or in your neighbor's garden. That's the only time I'd say you don't have to be very careful. If the dirt is local, you're probably safe.
Tell me about omega-3s. I know a lot of folks who are buying fish oil, taking fish oil to get omega-3s. Certainly, I understand that they're good for us, but the source of that omega-3 is a little bit concerning to me from an environmental perspective.
Okay. Omega-3 fatty acids are very important. There are different types of fatty acids. There's the omega-9, the omega-6, and the omega-3 fatty acids. And then with omega-3 fatty acids, there's the short chain and the long chain. The long chain, or 18, 20 carbon fatty acid chains, are only found in fish and in certain little plants in the ocean where the fish get them. Now, if we got those little plants from the ocean, the plankton and certain types of seaweed, we'd get the same source as the fish, and they're actually starting to put those in a pill bottle now. The fish omega-3 fatty acids, the long-chain ones, are particularly helpful for the heart. And there's been a lot of discussion about, can you get those from short-chain omega-3s, like from seeds, because omega-3 fatty acids are found in seeds, particularly in flaxseed, wonderful source of omega-3, and in chia or salba, which is a brand name of chia. That has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids and a wonderful source. But we wonder, is it changed and so you can have that long chain in your body? Some people say only a little bit is, others say a lot. The most recent study, preliminary data out of the Adventist Health Study in California, they looked at vegans, took a sample of their fat, and they found that in vegans with a no intake from fish, their omega-3 long-chain fatty acids were actually higher than in omnivores. And no one can explain that yet, but it's very hopeful.